Ever felt your heart race, palms sweat, or that overwhelming fear of being judged in social situations? You're not alone. In today's video, we'll talk about social anxiety disorder, hypersensitivity, and those moments when panic attacks take over. But don't click away just yet. I promise to share practical biblical insights on how to manage these feelings and get back control. Stick around because what we'll cover could change your perspective on anxiety forever.
Let's talk about something many of us face daily: anxiety. Have you ever walked into a room, felt everyone was watching you, and suddenly couldn't breathe? Or maybe you've had moments where the fear of an upcoming event paralyzes you. Whether it's social anxiety disorder or that sudden panic attack, anxiety can grip us in ways that feel overwhelming. And the question that's probably crossed your mind: can anxiety be cured? Before we dive into the practical tips, let's get real about what anxiety feels like. It's not just a little stress. It's that adrenaline rush that hits at the worst moments. You may feel it in your chest, your breathing, your mind racing out of control. Trust me, you are not alone in this. Many people are dealing with what is called hypersensitivity disorder or other specified anxiety disorders. These are not just medical terms. These are battles of the heart and mind.
The Bible doesn't shy away from discussing emotions like fear and anxiety. In Psalm 94, verse 19, it says, "When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy." This verse is powerful because it reminds us that even in ancient times, people dealt with anxiety, and God's presence was their source of peace. Can you think of a moment when you felt overwhelmed by anxiety, but found comfort in something or someone? So why do we feel anxious? Our bodies respond to stress through the release of hormones like adrenaline. It's our fight or flight mechanism. The Bible speaks to this, reminding us that while the physical symptoms are real, the root cause of our anxiety often goes deeper than just what's happening around us. Anxiety can stem from fear, uncertainty, and trying to control things that are out of our hands. Jesus speaks directly to this in Matthew 6:25-27, where he says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes?" Jesus points out that worrying doesn't add any value to our lives. In fact, it often takes away. Now let's get into the good stuff. Practical tips straight from the Bible. Stick around because we're about to unpack a few strategies that can help you cope with anxiety in daily life. 1. Cast your cares. 1 Peter 5:7. This verse says, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." This is an invitation to unload everything that's weighing us down. Picture it like carrying a heavy backpack full of worries. God is saying, "Let me carry that for you." It's not just about ignoring your anxiety. It's about actively giving it to God through prayer and trust. 2. Be still and know. Psalm 46:10. When you feel anxiety bubbling up, try this simple practice. Stop, breathe, and be still. Sometimes anxiety thrives when we're constantly moving, thinking, and worrying. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." Take a moment to remind yourself who's really in control. It's not you, and that's okay. 3. The power of gratitude. Philippians 4:6-7. This is a game changer. In Philippians, Paul tells us not to be anxious about anything but to present our requests to God with thanksgiving. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's wrong to what's right. When you feel a panic attack coming, remember earlier I promised some incredible tips towards the end? We're getting there. Keep listening because the next few points will be crucial in helping you handle your anxiety long term. putting the lessons into practice. Now that we've looked at what the Bible says about anxiety, let's talk about how to actually put these things into practice. I get it. It's one thing to know verses and truths, but how do we live it out when anxiety hits? 1. Daily surrender. Each morning, take a moment to surrender your day to God. Pray and acknowledge that you don't have control over everything, but He does. This simple act sets the tone for the day, reminding you that you're not alone in your struggles. 2. Mindful breathing and prayer. When that adrenaline starts to kick in and you feel anxiety creeping up, pause. Take deep breaths. As you breathe in, mentally say, God is with me. As you breathe out, say, I give my worries to Him. This not only calms your body, but also refocuses your mind. 3. Community matters. Anxiety thrives in isolation. One of the ways the Bible helps us deal with social anxiety disorder is by reminding us of the importance of community. Hebrews 10:24-25 encourages us to meet together and encourage one another. So, don't fight this battle alone. Whether it's with friends, family, or your church, surround yourself with people who can support and pray for you. So, can anxiety be cured? I hope these practical steps and biblical wisdom have given you a new perspective on how to deal with your anxiety. But I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try next time anxiety hits? Drop it in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. If this video encouraged you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Until next time, remember, God's got you, and with Him, anxiety doesn't stand a chance.